Hi YouTube, welcome to TandEGarage and welcome to another episode of fixing rattles and creaking noises on my BMW G20 chassis. Mine is a 2020 BMW M340i X-Drive, and this video, specifically this video, is going to be addressing rattles, creaking noises on the G20 chassis model year 2020, I believe some of the 2021 as well. If anything further than that, I believe they have already addressed it from the factory. If you hear the trunk whenever you're going on like uneven road surfaces, the body twisting and whatnot, everything, you're gonna hear some type of weird creaking, and then sometimes you're gonna hear little popcorn noises being made at the trunk or at the back end of your car. So I'm just gonna pop open the trunk real quick. And like I said, again, this has already been addressed, I believe, from 2022 and some of the 2021 as well. So just be mindful of that. And what's making the creaking noises is there was a weather strip like right here. And it's kind of similar to like these material right here. But also has a felt on top of the weather strip. So that was actually making contact with your trunk lid, like around this area right here. I tried putting lubrication like white lithium grease, try to any type of method that I would normally do on weather stripping. I've tried, it didn't work. And I realized later on in the model year from factory, they have already removed it from OEM. So I believe this is something that you may want to consider if you actually want to do it. But I mean, the factory has already done it for you in later model years. So I have removed it, and so I cannot do like a hands-on experience on how to remove it. But in terms of how you want to do it, it will just held on by adhesive, like a foam type of adhesive at the back that's adhered to your window. So what you want to do to get pry tool or some type of thing that's not too aggressive to be used on glass, and you want to just pry one end open, and then literally you can just tear, and then you're gonna be left with some adhesive, foam adhesive, that's really annoying to get to. And then I'm gonna show you a tool how to get rid of it way easier. And after prying open the weather strip, what I used myself to remove the adhesive residual was a rubber eraser wheel like this. But after knowing, glass in general actually is very sensitive to heat, and what this does is create friction when it's turning on. It's a drill attachment, so when it's turning, it's creating friction and heating up the adhesive so that it's gonna turn into kind of like a dust material, so you can just rub it off. But after knowing, working in the body shop, that heat is actually really bad for glass, and at worst you could have like a pitting when, let's say, like welding sparks flying over to your windshield. At best it's gonna be pitting, but at worst it's gonna shatter the glass, or it's going to have a crack in it. So what I would suggest now is use a scraper. Now I got the plastic scraper on one end. Of course, we're not going to be using plastic. It's going to take you forever. Of course, you can do it, but it's just going to take you forever. But you want to have like a metal one. And then what you want to do is to use some sort of like a soapy water and soap down the area with the adhesive residual, and then just keep pushing at an angle, or more like a little bit more than 45-degree angle, and then just scrape away. And that's gonna work easier for you to remove the residual. Don't be like me and try to remove it with the rubber wheel over there, because it's it's bad, and also because of like tight area here, you're going to create a lot more problem than using an actual metal blade to remove it. Just remember to soap it down. Just use some type of material as lubricant when you're trying to scrape it away, so that it's not going to create any unnecessary scratches on your back glass. I'm gonna put a link of the metal scraper, or a scraper tool in general. You just attach whatever blade, whether it be plastic or metal blade, in the description below so that you know which one to buy. And then I'm also going to be attaching a link for the drill attachment rubber eraser wheel. But just so you know, it's very good on like metal with paint. But it's very bad on plastic. So let's say like bumper, if you have adhesive residual on your bumper, for example, don't try to take it off with a rubber eraser wheel, especially for those molding that doesn't have paint on it. It's going to eat into the plastic and it's going to deform, it's going to gouge the plastic, so it's not the best idea to use this on plastic. I've removed it for about a year. I haven't experienced anything like a leak from removing the weather strip and into the trunk. Like never have any leak into the trunk because they're still here with the weather strip that's protecting any leakage when obviously the trunk is closed. So I never had any issues so far still. Removing this is not going to cause any harm to your car, except for perhaps some less isolation. But I mean, they're trying to put this on to isolate outside cabin noise into the cabin, but then it creates a negative effect, obviously, an opposite effect that has creaking noises and popcorn noises, even worse. So that's it for this video, relatively a short one. Again, this is pretty much only for 2020 model year, as well as perhaps some 2021. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. And I have a playlist of going over Rattle on my BMW G20. So you may want to check that out if you're interested in this one. I'm also going to post up the playlist for the Rattle series. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't checked out the first one, the first episode 0 and 1, do make sure to check it out. I go over tools that will need, or you will need, to take care of rattles for any cars pretty much. But obviously these videos are specific for the G20 chassis. So that's it. And if it was helpful to you, please consider subscribing, giving a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.